Okay, Monday, April 23rd, 2018, 9:51 a.m. calling Colich and Associates Criminal Defense. I have reason to suspect they're the Brooklyn Park City prosecutors. Calling Michael J. Colich.
Thank you for calling Colich and Associates. If you know your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. To speak with an attorney, press 1. If you are calling with a Brooklyn Park discovery question, press 2. For attorney Michael Colich, press 3. For attorney Andrew Small, press
Sorry you missed your phone call. Please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for calling.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Yes, Michael J. Colich. This is Terry Nemmers, 320-283-5713. Just wondering if you're still the Brooklyn Park City Attorney or Prosecutor, actually, for the City of Brooklyn Park. I see one of your options was discovery, so I have a reasonable suspicion that you still are. And anyhow, I'd still like to speak to you. Terry Nemmers, 320-283-5713. Bye. Thank you. Hello.
Terry, this is Mike Colich returning your call.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Just fine.
Well, that's good. Well, super. Can't complain on a beautiful sunshiny day like today.
It is.
I have a question for you. I am in possession of a informed consent form submitted by James Campbell to the Brooklyn Park, City of Brooklyn Park, for his malicious arrest and malicious imprisonment, or actually false arrest and malicious imprisonment, which you're currently prosecuting him for. I'm just trying to figure out why his informed consent form was not forwarded to your office so he could receive his discovery for his case. You want me to give you the case number? I gladly...
Well, let me back up with you.
Sure.
James Campbell was charged in Brooklyn Park?
Yes, case number 27CR189316.
And what were the charges?
The charges are 5th degree assault, misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, misdemeanor. He was previously falsely arrested and maliciously imprisoned for second degree felony assault, and then after he was released after a 36-hour hold, he submitted a Chapter 13 data request to the City of Brooklyn Park. And then instead of being kind, courteous, and helpful in forwarding that information off to your office so he could get his discovery, the city police sent him an email, essentially a go-to-hell email, saying that if he wanted his information, he'd have to get an attorney to get it, when James is obviously requesting this information in the advent that any criminal charges are being filed. And then, of course, James has all sorts of evidence that, in fact, I'm writing up a complaint right now, personnel complaint, for harassment, willful refusal to comply with the Minnesota Data Practice Act, harassment, and misuse of public resources against your city manager, the chief of police, your data compliance official, for willfully refusing to provide me with some information from Brooklyn Park themselves.
Terry, you're his attorney.
I never said that I was his attorney.
Well, you said you're drawing up documents.
Yes, I'm a competent individual who knows how to handle my own legal affairs.
Okay, so Mr. Campbell has been formally charged with
Yes.
2 counts of misdemeanor or gross misdemeanor or less.
They're misdemeanors.
Okay.
They're prosecuted by your Mr. Andrew Small.
Has he made a written request to us for the discovery?
I already told you that he submitted a informed consent form to Brooklyn Park, and then he received a harassing email telling him that he essentially told him to go to hell, that he'd have to submit that to you instead of the police forwarding it off to your office. That's what I said.
I guess what we could do is if you could have him directed to us, because we are the ones who can then coordinate him getting. He's certainly entitled to discovery. If he's been formally charged and he makes a request, I think there's a $20 fee for the copying.
Well, actually, again, I have all sorts of evidence where he's been harassed over readily available free electronic public information, and I have reason to suspect the same information that's been illegally withheld from me was never forwarded to your office for a consideration of a charge, even though the information for the theft of $28,000 from him your officer admits that they didn't understand it, should have actually been forwarded off to the federal government, and then he wasn't given the opportunity to present all the evidence for his case. And when he asked to have this readily available free electronic information emailed to him, of course that wasn't allowed. They had to send him a certified letter and then a disc with only some of his information on it. When you actually open the disc, you'd see that a variety of the information could have been easily emailed, because the city admitted to me in an email conversation that these audio statements are in DSS format, yet the city harassed James by sending him a WAV file instead. And of course, I have a statement from a former prosecutor, the Douglas County attorney, Chris Carpin, who says that he knows he explains what how law enforcement officers use their audio recordings in DSS format. So I have all this information to prove not only harassment by the city of Brooklyn Park police and city officials, against me, but also against poor black falsely accused James Campbell. So I'm thinking that, seeing as how there's this well-established history of harassment and willful refusal to comply with the Minnesota Data Practice Act, I'm thinking that you could be kind, courteous, and helpful enough to send poor black falsely accused James Campbell his information when the Brooklyn Park police have already been legally notified that poor black falsely accused James Campbell wants his information.
Hey, Mr. Nemmers, this is what my limited involvement is the prosecutor. Certainly, Mr. Campbell.
Are you standing way away from your desk? Because it sounds like you're talking in a tunnel.
Because I have an issue holding my phone up, but.
That's fine. I have no problem with that. I just wish you'd get a little closer so I could actually hear what you're saying.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right. So I'm going to repeat for you. It sounds like you have a lot of issues with the city of Brooklyn.
Well, I'm putting them all into writing, and I'm putting my name on it, and I'll be saying it.
Because I do have to run the court, and I want to make sure I communicate this clearly to you.
That's fine.
You are not his attorney.
Never said I was.
On his behalf.
Never said I was.
No, I understand that. I'm just clarifying that. You're not his attorney.
Never said I was.
What I'm telling you is the standard protocol for anyone that's charged in Brooklyn Park.
You mean falsely charged?
Attorney, or if they don't have an attorney, if they send us a written request for the reports, we provide those. There is a copying cost of $20. Now, it sounds like you, on behalf of Mr. Brown, on behalf of not your client, Mr. Campbell, your friend or associate, are not comfortable paying the $20. Here's what I suggest you have him do, or you do with him. Send us a request to my office indicating that you do not believe you should have to pay the $20. That will come to my attention, and then I will make a decision. I can certainly get back to you or Mr. Campbell himself to let them know if I'm going to just go ahead and send those, or if we're going to have them follow the standard protocol.
Well,
until I get that written request, there's nothing I can do, sir.
Well,
I will certainly alert the staff here that we should be expecting some kind of a new notification from Mr. Campbell. We will try to pull his file, and then I will respond accordingly. Does that satisfy you for this purposes that I can help you?
Well, actually, you're delaying his discovery when he should have already received it. You see what I'm saying? So again, that's why. Well, you have, because the city of Brooklyn Park has already received it.
Mr. Nemmers, I have to go out to court.
That's fine, because like I said, you interrupted me writing my complaint, my personnel complaint, and if I do not receive my information that I requested, which James Campbell requested, then I will be forwarding my complaint off to local law enforcement, because it is a criminal act to illegally withhold readily available free electronic public information from me, and I'm going to use poor black falsely accused James Campbell's evidence that he has of his harassment in any complaint that I file with local law enforcement and or the city of Brooklyn Park, just so you understand that.
Mr. Nemmers, I'm going to tell you what I just told you again. If you just please notify us or have him notify us in writing, once we receive that, we are going to operate in the same fashion. We either will copy those and send those out. If there's some dispute over the $20, I will assess that, look at that, and certainly get back to Mr. Campbell.
Well, see, here's the problem.
Yes.
Poor black falsely accused James Campbell has been receiving paper documents when he's requested electronic information. So you can easily electronically transfer this information to James instead of making scanned PDF copies, that are no longer searchable PDF, which is a requirement of the court that you have these in searchable PDF format.
Sir, I'm sorry. We're going to agree to disagree right now.
Well, that's fine.
I am telling you, I'm happy to get those provided to him upon a request in writing.
You already have one.
And if we have one in the file, sir, and I'll have someone go to that directly to this morning. We will assess that, and we'll try to get those out. Do we have an address?
Well, obviously, you mailed him a complaint. He sent me this information that he received here the other day and was forced to mail it to me because it wasn't sent in electronic format. Let's see. The address he received the complaint, and what address was it? I had it here written down. It was a form letter. He got his complaint and a scheduling hearing. Unfortunately, didn't send me the envelope which it came. He gave me the content, the address on it, but it was essentially a form letter from the county.
Well, while you're looking, can I ask, have you spoken with anyone from Brooklyn Park other than myself this morning at any other time regarding the report?
Which reports are you talking about? For James Campbell's current false arrest and malicious imprisonment, or the previous information that was illegally withheld from him?
Well, have you talked to anyone regarding Mr. Campbell's case other than myself this morning?
The current case, no. Like I said, I was busy writing up this personnel complaint, for previous illegal withheld information, which of course I'm going to reference this email that the Brooklyn Park Police sent him back his informed request form, as part of my evidence of the harassment against both myself and poor black falsely accused James Campbell.
And was that signed by an individual?
By Deputy Chief Bruley.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, as I walk out, I'm gonna ask someone to pull Mr. Campbell's file. I assume we have it here, or we have access to it, and we'll try to figure this out, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Bye now.